Okay, so this is the common session and session conducted by me and Kailash sir. Kailash sir is a mentor for electronics, electrical, and today we are going for subjective writing skill analysis, basically session. There are a couple of students who have joined here. I can request all of you to observe here, sit here, and see how the corrections can be done. Now, one by one, we will discuss your write-up and we will suggest you some changes. I'll be telling from my side. I don't know much. I don't know about this your subject, but yes, as far as the writing skill is concerned, I'll be giving my inputs, and followed by then Kailash sir will be telling you in detail about the subject and content. So, who wants to come first, Kailash sir?
Sir, first you need to share the permission.
Yeah, I'm giving sir. That is provided now. So
Okay.
I think we can share our things now. Yeah.
Okay. So Asif, Apurva, Rishabh, any one of you, if you want to start your question, you can share. Asif, you can start, please. Nadeem, you can start, please. You can start with those BJT questions we are done in the class also, please. Asif, am I audible?
Asif, unmute yourself
Yes,
and would you
yes,
like
sir.
to share the screen and show us your write-up?
Okay, sir.
Yeah, please. So guys, can you please tell your name? Samsung is there, Oppo is there, so that we can remember your name, please. Who is this Samsung person? Guys, please unmute yourself. Okay, he's not yet connected with audio. So there is one guy, Oppo. Who joined with this, please?
I'm Unable Lahiri. I'm from YourPedia.
Okay, fine. And there is one person, Samsung. Please, can you tell me your name? What's your name? And
Okay,
there
so
is one
you
more
people need
person.
to do fast. Yeah.
Yeah, there is one person, Redmi Y2. Please, can you tell me your name, please?
Mayuri, sir.
What's in the Mayuri? Okay, Mayuri. Okay, Mayuri, you can share also if you have done the question, please. Any one of you who have done the question, please share it, please. Go ahead. Mayuri, am I audible? Yes, Mayuri, am I audible? Nadeem, am I audible? आवाज आ रहा है मेरा आपको?
Yes, sir.
Anyone? So would
Okay,
you like to share your answer?
please share your answer, please.
Please do it fast. We will not be in position to check for everyone then.
Sir, your
Okay, so let me share, Kailash sir, this question. Yeah, this is the answer. I think it is visible now.
yes, sir, it's visible, it's visible.
Okay.
So guys, you can see there is a written DC analysis, but this person is directly starting writing the solution only. Okay. So this was not the question or circuit given. In question, it was given you need to find the voltage gain of the circuit. It's a very basic common emitter circuit. And at the collector end, there was the output, and on the input base, there was a signal voltage given. But this student is directly starting it from the DC analysis. So before Vijender sir start with the discussion, so let me give a brief introduction. You know that whenever we have the amplifier problem and somebody is asking us to calculate the voltage gain, current gain, input resistance, output resistance. See, common mistake we do when we go for the question solving, we simply approach the calculation step because we have the habit of doing those objective questions. The same this person is doing there, but it's not like that. You need to tell them properly that if we are provided with the circuit, then first we need to make sure that whether our transistor is working in the forward active mode or not. Because only if your transistor is in the forward active mode, then it will work as an amplifier. This student is directly writing with the DC analysis. DC analysis is a step or procedure to find the Q point and operating point. But how the examiner who is checking your paper will come to know that why you are doing the DC analysis. So the reason is missing in this solution why you are doing the DC analysis. First, you need to give the proper description that the given circuit can work as an amplifier if the given transistor NPN is properly biased in the forward active mode. And we know for forward active mode, emitter based junction must be forward biased and collector based junction must be reverse biased. So as of now, we don't know whether it's a forward active or it's a saturation or cutoff. For that, we need to start our DC analysis because operating point is always calculated under the biasing condition, and biasing is done with the DC supply or DC network. So that all entire critical part is missing. This person is directly starting with the DC analysis. So that is the first missing point here. So don't write this. Now you can see then this person is calculating. Nowhere he wrote that I am assuming this is in the forward active mode, because whatever relation this person is using, he is using all the relation which are valid in the forward active mode. IC is equal to beta IB. This is applicable in the forward active mode, not in the saturation mode. Then finally, you can see after using those current relation, that student is calculating the terminal voltage. Yes, that is true. It's coming 3.1 volt. But tell me where you wrote that you are assuming this is in the forward active region and where you are verifying. I told you people, there is a golden rule of the analog electronics. Doesn't matter you are solving the BJT problem, operational amplifier problem, MOSFET problem, or diode problem, any kind of problem, right? The golden rule says if you are not sure about where your analog device is operating, the first state is assume one state. Then start doing your calculation in that state. And second, whatever calculation you did, ultimately you will be finding the current and voltage for the given circuit. Then you need to justify with those voltage and current that whether those voltage and current value are verifying the assumed state or not. If they are verifying the assumed state, only then your assumed assumption is true, and only then you can make that those are the valid answer, which is totally missing here. The answer is right. There is nothing wrong in the answer, whatever this person had wrote. So these kind of the things you need to avoid. This person calculated IC is equal to 2.3 milliampere. This calculated collector terminal voltage is 3.1. Absolutely true. But how, where he wrote that these value, this collector value is telling me that my collector based junction is reverse bias, because of which I can say that my emitter based junction is forward bias, collector base is reverse bias. Hence, the given transistor under DC condition is properly biased in the forward active mode and it can work as an amplifier. So now it's sure that up to this point, VC is equal to 3.1 volt. It's clear that the transistor is operating in the forward active mode. Then the question asked was not only where the transistor is operating. Question asked was calculate the voltage gain. And voltage gain is output voltage upon input voltage. And I told you people, when you calculate the voltage gain, whether it's MOSFET, whether it's diode, whether it's BJT, gain are always calculated when you are providing some disturbance to the circuit, when you are providing some change in input to the circuit. You will see for that change in the input, what corresponding change is happening at the output. It means the gain are always calculated under the signal condition. So for that, you need to do the signal analysis, or you can say it a small signal analysis and AC analysis. Nothing written here. It simply started AC analysis. What is AC analysis? Why you are doing AC analysis? And what is small signal analysis? Why we call it the small signal analysis? Because the AC variation or the signal variations are restricted only up to millivolt. Usually, whenever we see that signal, always the very first thought which comes into our mind, that is 230 volt. But that is not in case of the signal devices, that in case of the power devices. In signal devices, we always talk about the signal variation only in the millivolt. That is why small signal analysis. And then you need to tell that whenever we do the small signal analysis of any BJT, then we replace it with either RPi model or either with the RE model. Then you need to write first the small signal equivalent RPi model of the BJT is this one. Sir, can you go down, please? So you can see here, there is a one presentation which is like pi. If you can see, base is connected to emitter with RPi, and then you can see here, base, this one is the base terminal, guys. This is connected. This base terminal is connected to emitter. Emitter is grounded as in the original circuit. This is connected to RPi, and at base signal source was connected, 10 kilo ohm resistor as it is, and input voltage as it is. Then collector to base, there is a dependent current source GMVBE, and then load connected. Before drawing this circuit, you need to tell exactly what is R pi. R pi is the base to emitter resistance by looking into base terminal. Which resistance? Signal resistance. Is it clear? So nothing mentioned here. And second thing you need to mention here, when you are doing the small signal analysis, then you will be removing all the DC sources. You will not consider any of the DC sources. And then after putting the small signal equivalent model of the BJT and rest containing all the given terminal connection as it is by removing all the DC sources, since we are calculating the voltage gain, and I have told you people, whenever voltage gain is being asked, by default we always calculate the mid band voltage gain, because at mid band all kind of capacitances, be it the internal capacitances, be it the external capacitances, they all are neglected. Nothing is mentioned here. Although capacitances were not mentioned in the circuit, you can ignore them also, but in case capacitance is mentioned, then you need to write it clearly here. Nothing mentioned. So what I can say, in this solution, everything is fine. The calculation is right, but it's purely a calculation. This kind of calculation you should do when you're writing the objective exam, not the subjective exam. Assume now how as a reader he will know why you replaced BJT with this, where it's mentioned. Can you see anywhere? I am not able to see where he wrote that BJT is replaced by the small signal pi model. Nothing mentioned. What is R pi? He simply calculated R pi. R pi is the base to emitter resistance, and this value is given by the beta upon GM. GM, what is GM? You need to write properly. GM is transconductance of the transistor is GM, which is equal to IC by VT. IC is the collector current, DC current, which we calculated under the DC analysis, and VT is the thermal voltage, which is 25 millivolt usually. Then you calculated GM here. So you know guys, then proper calculation you need to do. GM is calculated here and beta 100 was given in the question. From there you need to write R pi, base to emitter resistance, by looking into base is equal to beta upon GM, calculate that value. Nothing is mentioned here. Simply the numerical analysis is mentioned here. Sir, can you go down please? There
Okay, I think we need to go for the next one, sir. I am
yes,
sharing
sir.
the next
Yes,
one.
yes, sir. Second page.
So yeah, second we are sharing.
Okay, so now you can see the calculation. Sir, can you go down please? You can see the entire calculation done. So guys, see, answer is right here, nothing wrong. Sir, can you stop your screen sharing please once?
Yeah.
Okay. So guys, you can see my screen here. So I will be sharing you how this question was supposed to be solved. You can see this is the question. Determine the voltage gain of transistor amplifier shown in the figure. At this terminal, output was asked. So when you see the previous solution, that person simply directly started from this circuit, DC analysis. But you need to write that when we are solving amplifier problem, first we do the DC analysis and find the proper operating region for the DC supply. We need to consider only, we need to consider only DC supply, and all the signal sources are removed. By removing all the signal sources properly mentioned, then this circuit will be reduced to this circuit. Now you can see second step. Now, how you will get to know where this is operating? Transistor can operate in the forward active, it can operate in the saturation, it can operate in the reverse active, it can operate in the cut-off mode. Then you can see I have clearly written here. Now assume it's operating in the active region. This is just assumption. You can see it's assumption because I want to start my calculation. Then what I did, I started applying KVL in the input loop. You can see guys, dotted I clearly mentioned in the circuit where I am applying the KVL, and you all know how to apply KVL. 3 minus 0.7 upon 100k. So from here I am getting the IB value, which is the base current. Then I wrote that IC is equal to beta IB. Then I calculated, we can calculate VC, collector current. Then this is the collector voltage. Now guys, after I am done with the DC analysis, then I need to verify, because these all calculations were done under the assumption. If you see my this circuit, this voltage is now 3.1, this voltage is 0.7, and we say this is N, this is P, this is N. It means P and N can be considered as a diode. And guys, you see the voltage at the N side is 3.1 and voltage on the P side is 0.7. It means for this diode, which is collector based junction, N side voltage is greater as compared to P side voltage. It means it is off, it is reverse bias, and which is the actual condition of the forward active transistor. You can see clearly I have written proper for diode or junction between the collector base, the P side voltage is less than the N side voltage, hence it's a reverse bias and the transistor is operating in the forward active mode. Means whatever assumed state was, that is now certified or verified here. Like this you need to do. So there were many steps which were missing in the student solution. Now the next step is to do the small signal AC analysis, that we need to calculate the small signal voltage gain or small signal parameter. What is the small signal parameter? Give the proper description. You see the previous, when I was sharing the student file, he simply wrote R pi in the figure, but I am clearly writing here R pi is equal to RBE, which is base to ammeter resistance by looking into the base. Then I calculated the value. GM is the transconductance. Then I calculated the value. And once I know GM, I can calculate R pi value. Then you can see here, now we need to replace transistor terminal with the small signal equivalent model, and we will be using, or I will be using, the R pi model properly mentioned here. Then I replaced the transistor with the R pi model, and then I did the calculation of V pi first, VBE, that is applying the input voltage division rule here. I calculated the value of VBE, and then I know if this current is flowing here, this will be flowing like this, and drop will be minus GM VBE RC. And then I will get this value, and putting the value, I will get voltage gain is equal to minus 3.04. And this is basically minus sign is, guys, magnitude reversal here. There is nothing concerned that, don't do like that, sir, this is a negative value, this is less than 1, how it can be amplifier? When we are comparing, we always take the magnitude that should be greater than 1, it means it's a good amplifier. So guys, like this, you need to write the proper solution. So that's what I told you people, whatever assignment I'm sharing in the group, please write the proper solution and send it to me. So I hope I had made my point clear. If you had any doubt related to my discussion, please come up. House is open to all of you, please. Guys, come up. Any question from your side, please? Vijender sir, do you want to continue? You want to add something, please?
Yeah, so sir, what I want to continue, what I want to tell is, like, you have given very detailed explanation. So I don't know the name of the student who has written this answer, जो जिसका आपने discuss किया था, sir. What was the name?
Sir, his name was, I guess, Ayush.
Ayush, you hear me?
I guess, I don't know, sir, whether he is here or not. We can make a discussion for the general student here.
Okay, okay. So the what I found is, sir, कि जो स्टूडेंट ने डायरेक्टली सॉल्व करना स्टार्ट किया, उसकी राइटिंग अच्छा नहीं था, और वो जो लिख रहा है बिल्कुल फ्री हैंड स्टाइल से उसने लिखा है, इक्वेशंस पे भी फोकस नहीं किया हुआ है, और कई जगह पे लेजिबल नहीं है वो चीज। बाकी कंटेंट वाला पार्ट तो आपने डिटेल में डिस्कस किया ही है कि आपको प्रॉब्लम को पहले फॉर्मुलेट करना है, उसके बाद उसका डायग्राम बनाना है, डायग्राम के बाद उसको एक्सप्लेन करना है, क्वेश्चन सॉल्व करना है। तो अगर ये न्यूमेरिकल है और उसका फाइनल आंसर निकल भी गया, तो मेरे को लगता है सर 1-2 नंबर उसका कटेगा, बिकॉज उसका जो एक्सप्रेशन था वो बहुत अच्छा नहीं था, स्पेशली जो स्टार्टिंग और एंड है वो नहीं है अच्छा। कुछ एनालिसिस पार्ट जो आपने बताया कि भाई एनालिसिस पार्ट करना होता है, वो बिल्कुल मिसिंग था सर, वो सही नहीं था। 10 नंबर में से अगर मैं बोलता हूँ कि 8 8.5 मैक्सिमम नंबर अगर देता है वो एग्जामिनर हमें, तो स्टूडेंट को मेरे को लगता है 6 6.5 नंबर से ज्यादा नहीं देगा, तो 1-2 नंबर का डिफरेंस पड़ेगा, बिकॉज ऑफ द राइटिंग स्टाइल जो मेरे को लगता है सर उसने बहुत अच्छे तरीके से इसको फ्रेम नहीं किया। बट ये जो आपने लिखा हुआ है, दिस इज हाउ इट हैज टू बी, और आई एम श्योर स्टूडेंट इसको इस तरीके से कैलाश सर फॉलो करेंगे।
Right, sir, right, sir. And second
Yeah.
thing I want to add here, so guys, see, you need to practice the art of writing the conventional answer. Reason being, till now, your habit is totally simply solving the question and calculating the value. For example, you calculated IB value. Let us suppose you got some X value, and you know beta is given 100. You are doing the calculation in the mind. IC is equal to 100 into X. You need to write it on the paper, right? That's what I keep on saying you people in the classes also. Don't take these, writing skills very, casual way, because they are the very important thing. As Vijender sir quoted just now, you might be getting the exact answer, but if your structure and if your instruction while writing the solutions are not proper, then there will be deduction of the marks. And if you do the same pattern for 10 questions, and if in each question you are costing 1-2 marks because of this, then you will be costing 20 to 30 marks, and which can take you very low in the ranking or qualifying round. Is it clear, guys? So don't take that only solving the question, only getting the answer is the thing. To get the answer in the proper way, see, analog electronics is a subject where you need to assume the situation. Then you need to write properly what you are doing, why you are doing the calculation, under what case you are doing the calculation. then you need to mark the calculation properly. These are the calculation. Then you need to certify whether those calculation you obtained are certifying the current state or not. Then you need to follow for the next circuit and try, if possible, after each calculation, if you can demonstrate the calculated thing in circuit with some highlighted marks. Is it clear? That will be more better. You can see here when I calculated the value 3.1 here, what I did, instead of writing, I simply connected one diode between P to N, because this can be treated or considered as a diode between collector base junction, and then it can be clearly seen from here that on the N side terminal voltage is 3.1 and P side terminal voltage is 0.7, and all have studied in the basic diode classes that Vp should be greater than Vn, only then the diode will be on. So once you demonstrated your conclusion or your calculation like this in the circuit, then you don't need to write much values, because it's obvious from here that whatever calculation you did, under those calculations, this diode is never allowed to get on. It means it will be off reverse bias, and this one is the on, this diode is on. It means emitter base junction forward bias, collector base reverse bias, which is the actual condition for a transistor to operate in the forward bias, forward active region. So that's what I wanted to tell you people. And similarly, R pi. What is R pi? Don't simply start calculating R pi is equal to beta upon GM. What R pi is basically? What R pi in this picture is signifying? R pi is a small signal model parameter. It is the base to emitter resistance, which you calculate by looking into base terminal. Similarly, what is transconductance? How you calculate transconductance? So proper explanation must be there. You must have a proper supporting explanation for each and every question. So guys, any doubt from your side, any discussion from your side? Now the house is open, please come up. Hello. Yes.
Any question if you have?
Any question, guys, you want to ask, please?
Hello,
See,
sir.
I
Actually, I don't have any question. The thing is, actually, I have joined it in a delayed manner due to some internet issue. Can you please upload this in this thing in our group,
Yes.
ECE group?
Yes, it will be,
it would be helpful for us, because most of the students have not been here. I'm seeing.
yes, Oshi, it will be provided to you.
Okay, thank you so much.
So what we request is like come out with your answer style, and we strongly believe it's a very common understanding that the way you attempt some question, it will create a difference of 1 or 2 mark per 10 mark question. Now you think of 300 marks. So where the difference goes, and every mark is important for such kind of competitive exams. So that is what my request is, like come out with more and more solution. Kailash sir is there to mentor you, so you need to come proactively forward. You need to create some difference between you and others, your competitors. Then only you can say that you will be the people getting this particular job profile. So Kailash sir, I think we ended up the session now.
Yeah, there is
And,
hello.
yes,
yeah.
please go ahead.
Are we allowed to use highlighter or something like that to highlight the answer part of the answer?
You are saying
Define
highlighting.
color. Yeah, for highlighting, what do you do? Define color pen.
हाईलाइट नहीं करना चाहिए, अंडरलाइन करना चाहिए. यूज ब्लैक एंड
Okay.
ब्लू पेन आर परमिसिबल. ब्लैक एंड ब्लू, रेड एंड ग्रीन मत लेके जाना. ब्लैक एंड ब्लू पेन
Okay.
लेके जाओ, और अच्छा पेन लेके जाओ. मार्केट में जाओ और अच्छे पेन खरीदो. कुछ पेन का इंक
Okay.
बहुत अच्छा होता है, उनका ग्रिप बहुत अच्छा होता है. Some pen, if you
Hmm.
take, see, wrong choice of the pen can lead to lot of trouble actually. So take a pen जो थोड़ा सा अच्छा हो, उसका इंक अच्छा हो, और आप उसको ब्लैक कलर को यूज करो डायग्राम बनाने के लिए, ब्लू कलर यूज करो लिखने के लिए. और द वे यू टेक अ पेन, ग्रिप कैसा है उसका, इंक कैसा है उसका, उससे बहुत डिपेंड करता है कि तुम्हारा पेपर किस तरीके से चलेगा, वहां पे कैसा लिख सकते हो. और वो लाइन वाले पेपर पे लिखने का ट्राई करो. लाइनिंग्स वाले पेपर आता है, वहां पे मिलता है तुम्हें पेज. यू डोंट गेट द ब्लैंक पेज, यू गेट द लाइन वाला पेज देयर.
Okay, one line page.
यस, लाइन पेज.
Excuse me,
सो
sir.
टेक लाइन पेज
हम तो
फ्रॉम द
रोलर
मार्केट. या
और हम तो रोलर बॉल को नहीं यूज कर सकते. रोलर बॉल के इंक तो डिलीट करते हैं पेपर पे.
और कोई कलर यूज नहीं करना है, ब्लैक एंड ब्लू.
नहीं, रोलर वो जो लिक्विड इंक वाला पेन होता है ना, रोलर बॉल,
हाँ हाँ, यू कैन यूज दैट.
डिलीट कर जाएगा.
राइट. We'll keep on giving you the feedback how it is going.
Sir,
you,
one
sir.
question is there. I have, that is, in control system paper, are we getting any for Plode plot questions? Are we getting any graph paper over there?
See, usually in competitive exam, they don't exercise these kind of the activities, right? Because they know that will include a lot
Yes,
of
sir.
trouble also. So moreover, they will be focusing on the numerical part only. Like they will be giving you body plot that they can ask you to calculate the transfer function. To draw the body plot, very rare chances, right?
Okay, sir.
Yes, sir. And second, yes, other people, do you have any query? Please come up. And second thing, guys, I can understand that many students might be hesitating in sharing their solution, that many are watching here, then what people will say. See, leave these kind of things. You all are in the same boat, okay? You all ultimately want to crack this exam. So don't hesitate, come up with a detailed solution, write whatever the best possible answer you can write and share it with me and share it here in the session. It's not about what other will think about your paper. What I believe today, I ask you to share, many are not sharing. You all have done. I guess Nadeem has shared solution to me. I guess Mayuri had shared solution to me. MI shared solution to me. There are so many names who shared solution with me. But I request you all, when we are doing these kind of session, come up and share your question. There is nothing point like that what other will think. Obviously, you are here to learn and improve yourself. Don't think about other, okay? So that's what I can conclude.
Okay, so I think we can end up the session. And Kala sir, I think we'll catch them once again. We'll give them a question and then again session will conduct.
Okay, sure, sir.
Okay, sir. Thank you.